Yo, it's your man, Soular, I'm alright, you know what we do. Excuse the noise in the background, that's that stuff. I ain't come out here for TwitchCon or this Red Bull event. I ain't come out here for that, but Dago's lit like that. It's nice to be able to see, like, I just came from the other side of the convention center. And, you know, I guess it's TwitchCon today. I didn't know that. I'm just outside. So, yeah, I had this is my last drug test I just took. I got my sentencing coming up. What's good, G? So I'm just out here vibing. I love Dago so much. We just chilling. Yeah, man. Had to let the breeze in. Gotta let the breeze in. You feel me? Let the breeze in. Feel that. But yeah, Dago's really lit. I ain't gonna lie. There's always something going on out here. It's like, isn't it like a weekday? Ain't it a weekday? Is it Friday? I don't know. But it's lit outside. I just wanted to come out here. I've been in the house. Come out here to the yachts. I was, appreciate it. I've been going through a lot of different things, like relationship-wise, moving away from my exes, you know, realizing that, look, I don't need to be with no woman that's choosing another man over me, period, point blank, period. Peace and blessings, everyone. Yeah, so at first it hurt, and I had said this message, I actually sent this message to my ex. I was like, you know what, she's like, I told you, don't try to come back now because you're just going to get hurt, you know, because she's talking to some other guy or whatever. Like, that's anything new. And I'm like, hurt? Nah. Don't worry about me getting hurt. This is healing. You have opened up the door for healing. What do you mean? I deserve better. I don't deserve a woman who's going to switch up and choose up on me based off of status, money, houses. I get it. We all want to survive. I get it. We all want to be rich. We all want to have it all. Stop the cap. Niggas is good. Everybody's straight. We more than straight. And I've been the guy making sure everybody was straight. I've been that guy sending thousands of them. I've been that guy sacrificing my blessings for other people regularly. I'm not hearing none of that. I deserve better. I deserve a person. And I'm going to put out a video of the things that I look for in a partner. You know, and I want to know what people look for in their partner. Like, what do you look for in your man? And as a woman, what do you look for in your man? And men aren't really my following, but I get curious what they look for in a woman too. It's interesting because I don't think my list is like anyone else's list. And I figured out that it sounds like a lot of what I want from my partner. It looks like just another me, almost like a clone. But that's not the case. It's not that I want a clone. It's not that I just want another me. The thing is, when you love yourself, you're going to start doing different things in a day. You're going to start doing different things for yourself in a day when you love yourself. All right? So you're not going to have time to step outside of yourself for a relationship. You're not going to have time to step outside of yourself to impress somebody when you love yourself. So when you're doing that type of work, when you're doing that type of healing and you're loving yourself, what's going to happen is you're going to develop a lifestyle. It's not just words, it turns into actions. It's what you eat. It's what you do in a day. It's what your schedule looks like. So if I'm living a certain way, thinking a certain way, moving a certain way, then my partner, because I want to be one with your soul, I want to be one with you in every way, then they're going to be doing the same things that I'm doing. If I love nature, I'm always in nature, what do I look like getting with somebody who has no interest in that? If I love astrology and I do astrology, what do I look like getting with somebody who has no respect or understanding or care for astrology? If I'm trying to build an empire, if I'm trying to build something, and they're not interested in that, they want to remain at another level somewhere else, what do I look like? trying to get with that person. That's not self-love. So if I'm self-loving and I say, well, I want to be healthier emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, I might get up every day and do some yoga and do some breath work. So why would I get with somebody who doesn't care about yoga or breath work? You don't have to be a master at it, but you should at least care or have interest, and you can learn and grow. But why would I try to convince you? That's like trying to convince you to like me. That's like trying to convince you to be with me. That's not self-love. Self-love is going to look like me doing those things. Self-love is going to look like that. So when I get with my person, that should be understood. That should be a common denominator. It's getting lit over there. So you got TwitchCon on this side. You got some Red Bull event over there. You got a freaking daytime rave over there. That's interesting. But anyway. Yeah, so anyway. I'm always looking forward to being myself, being more of myself, evolving and healing and growing. And I love what I'm becoming. I love what I'm becoming. I love what I'm doing. I'm into cryptocurrency. Now, this is where it gets different. You don't have to be into cryptocurrency to be with me. That don't have to be a common denominator. That could be something that I do. I make music. I write, I produce, I record music. I engineer music. You don't have to do that. But wouldn't it be better if my partner was an artist so that when I'm in the studio, they don't feel like they're missing me? They're with me. So why ask somebody to be with you at all times of the day when you can just do you 100%, completely authentic, and allow a person that matches that to come into your life? I'm not interested in lowering myself or becoming somebody else for the sake of companionship or a relationship anymore. You know, I was having another conversation last night with one of my close friends, awesome woman, amazing woman. And we had been speaking almost like we were going to go into a relationship. And then we'd speak the next day. And she tells me about this guy that she's in love with. And I'm like, bro, what was that yesterday? Why did we just go that deep yesterday? What was that about? When you're interested in being with another man. What the heck is going on here? And she's like, well, I should be able to have friends. I should be able to do this and do that. I'm like, look, that's not my girl. You are not my girl. You are not. I have no interest in talking to you the way that I was talking to you, because that energy is reserved for my partner. This is what I'm trying to build. This is what I'm trying to do. And I made it very clear. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I'd love to tap in with you. I know you out there in Morocco. I wonder how Morocco is. Well, I've seen how Morocco is because you're showing us. Beautiful vibes. I love the vibes. I love the culture. I love the nature. Yeah, but I love it everywhere around the world too. So I'm always going to be embracing that everywhere I go. I'm born and raised out here. So this is my stomping ground. This is my hometown. So yeah. But I'm telling this girl, I'm like, look, I'm not trying to talk to you like that. I don't know why you're talking to me the way you're talking to me when you are also saying that you're in love with another man. So I'm starting to say, I'm like, yo, it's not that I don't fuck with you. It's actually, I wanted to be with you. I want to be with you. But the fact that you're telling me about another dude, what do I look like? And this actually applies to a few of you ladies. What do I look like flirting with you, connecting with you, while you're telling me you're in love with another dude? And then I'm supposed to like shark you from this guy, from the guy I'm supposed to steal you away? Nah, baby girl, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I can't do that, because if you'll do that to him, who's to say you won't do that to me? You want me to steal you from your man? And you want to talk to me about how much you love this man? I'm not trying to hear none of that if we're going to be in a relationship, if we're going to build on that level. So I had to let her know. I'm like, hey, look, that's awesome. I don't know why you were talking to me the way you were talking to me before. I don't know why you're trying to connect with me and get mad if I get off the phone, because at the end of the day, you're talking to some other guy. You're in love with some other dude. Told me 60% in love with him. I'm like, what? Well, I can't be with you at all. I don't want to be with you at all, because I've learned my lessons. I'm no longer interested in begging or pleading for love. My passion is there. My desire is there. My emotions are there on the forefront. I wear my heart on my sleeves. I'm right there. But I'm not going to allow that energy to be abused because a woman wants somebody to talk to. Because you just want somebody to connect with, and your man ain't doing it for you, or whatever the case. Look, don't treat me like I'm your man. Don't talk to me like I'm your man. If you don't resonate with me, if you don't connect with me, and if you don't really want to be with me, I'm not your toy. Go play with something else. Go play with someone else. I'm literally trying to build something. I'm literally focused on healing generational curses. I'm literally focused on building a family. I want a family. I don't know if y'all saw my video that's on my page, but that's genuinely what I want. I have kids, but the women don't want to have a family. They don't want to build a family. They don't want to heal and grow through generational curses. They want to run around them. I'm not trying to do that. Like, I'm going to put a video out later, but one of my requirements of my partner is to be aware of your generational curses, is to be aware of your traumas that you've gained. Why? Not because I'm going to beat you up about it, not because I'm going to attack you about it, but so we can grow through them and heal them. And I'm aware of mine, and I'll be upfront with mine. If y'all want to know mine, I'll tell you right now. My generational curses and my traumas is that when I want to be with someone, or I'm offering love, or I want a connection, and that person mistreats me, or that person disrespects me, what I do is I start doing more for them. I start giving more. I start giving more and more and more of myself. Money, energy, time, attention, all of it. And I will put myself on the back burner to let that person know how strongly I feel about them. I'll even sacrifice myself for you. Now, that's dangerous. That's a trauma. That is a generational curse of mine. Because what ends up happening is, once I get to that point, the woman chooses someone else anyway, because I didn't, they may not say this, but I'll say it, is that I didn't show self-respect. They can see me as this, but because I don't see me as this, which is one of my traumas, generational curses, eventually they lose confidence in me too. So I have to get to the point to where I know I'm him, and I walk and I live like I'm him before she says it, before she thinks it, or any of that. So I understand mine. Do you understand yours? You see, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to reiterate it. I'm so self-loving, and I'm so tapped into my authenticity that I shouldn't have to convince you to be in astrology. I'm into astrology. So that's what I do. So my partner's probably going to have an interest in that, or already know it. If you don't have any interest in it, then what you doing trying to be my girl? What you doing trying to build with me? Why are you faking it? If you have no interest, if you don't do yoga, if you don't exercise, if you don't work on your physical health, and I teach health, what you talking to me for? What you trying to build something with me for? What you want my energy for? That's what my energy is. You want me to change it to fit in and be with you? No, I'm sorry. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how much money you come with. I don't care what you come with or who you think you are. To me, I'm going to let you go. If you don't care about having a schedule, if you don't care about elevating yourself in certain ways, I mean, that's all I teach and that's all I talk about. Why the fuck would you be trying to get me? It makes no sense. So I'm no longer in the business of turning myself down to be appreciated or accepted. I'm no longer in the business of being fake and putting on a facade to have access to someone. I'm not desperate, and I may have came off as desperate, and that was one of my traumatic ways of trying to tell somebody that I love them, giving everything I have for them, giving all I got for them. Well, what if I gave all of that to myself? And in giving all of that to myself, becoming what I need to become, doing what I need to do, that person can finally gravitate towards me. Instead of judging myself and criticizing myself and trying to be something that I'm not, why don't I be completely who I am and just let go? It sucks that the person that I love doesn't want to share energy with me. That sucks. That hurts. But that doesn't make me any less. That doesn't devalue me. If my value is built off of a relationship, if my value is built off another person, then I ain't really had none in the first place. It's based off of their value. That's not healthy. So I have a song called Rich. I'm really rich. I'm talking about investing in jewelry, investing in cars, investing in women. But I chose to invest in me. See, I'm really rich. I've got value that you could never take away. I have a value that whether you see it or not, it's there because I chose to take all that energy and invest in myself. And that's the key. She went on to say later on in that conversation, this girl I was talking to, she said, you know what? I don't think I'm ready for a relationship at all because I need to start loving myself more. I need to heal myself. And I was like, yo, the fact that you said that you're not ready for a relationship because you still need to learn yourself, love yourself, and figure yourself out and build your life, that was so attractive because I'm like, now you are able to be in a relationship. A lot of people aren't in them already, looking for them already, but haven't set that foundation yet. Have yet to set that foundation of self-love. Have yet to tap into and walk in their authenticity. The moment you start saying, you know what, I need to heal, I need to grow, that is the most beautiful thing that you can do. Because now, when you get with another person, you chose to bring the best part of you to that relationship. That is now going to allow the universe to bring in the perfect person for you. But as long as you're letting yourself go, as long as you're falling apart in different dimensions of life, then it don't matter to me like what you're doing. Like, it don't matter to me. My most important thing I would say is to be authentic. So if you haven't healed enough to start being authentic and stop being codependent, what's up? Appreciate you. Then you're not ready to be in a relationship because you're going to get with this person and you or them is going to find out that you're fake. And then depression's going to kick in. And then arguments are going to happen. Issues are going to arise. Somebody's going to have to change. So instead of doing that, I really like what she said. She said, I want to heal. I want to love myself and work on myself before I get in another relationship. Not like these other girls who just jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, or the dudes who do that either. But instead to stop and take a moment and actually figure out what does it look like for me to be authentic so that when I do get in a relationship again, I have, without a doubt, it's a person that's truly resonant with me. That's self-love. That's why self-love is important. That's why being authentic is important. That's why the healing is important. And it's not to make you a buff. I'm healthy. I'm a healthy kid. I'm a strong kid. I'm a healthy person, right? I'm healthy in many ways. But you don't need to be like that. What you really need to do is be authentic. Be real. Because it's not just accepting the best parts of you that is your value, but it's also knowing what you're doing. It's knowing your traumas. It's knowing your issues. It's knowing what's wrong with you. That is also very valuable because imagine you're with a person who thinks they're all that and they don't know where they're lacking. And then you get with that person. Are you supposed to say nothing? Those things are going to show. It's better to be with a person who's aware of where they're lacking. What's up? It's better to be aware of where you have your traumas, of where you have your issues. Because if you're aware of it, at least you can work on it in minute ways. And I don't care if you're doing 1% better every day. At least you're aware of it to consciously approach it. And when that person triggers those things inside of you, you don't have to make them the problem. You don't have to make them the issue. You don't have to act like the whole world is against you, because it's not. There's something that I had also said was, people think that we have to adapt to the world. We have to adapt to the world around us. No, the world's adapting to you. Your world is adapting to you. So if you can stay authentic, if you can figure out who you are, truly, the world is going to adapt to you and give you more of that back, especially in a relationship, especially in partnerships, especially in business, connections, family. So I've built a lot of things from an inauthentic space, an unauthentic space. I've built relationships and connections from an unauthentic space because I wanted to be what they needed me to be. I wanted to be what maybe their idea of the ultimate man was, rather than just being myself. And I am the ultimate man to someone. There's probably a slew of women that I'm the ultimate man to. But I gotta see that for myself, in myself first. That's the foundation. I spent so many years and months in depression from relationships and the ending of relationships and not being around my kids, to where I started realizing that you're not loving yourself as much as you really could. You know so much and you know better, but your trauma is to become self-sacrificial of your own morals, your own true desires, your true self, to make them happier, to keep them around. So I'm no longer interested in that. And I want that to be a message for y'all. So I'm going to put up a video later explaining like what I look for in a partner, explaining like what's a match for me. And I did the video already. And it's funny because in that video of me explaining the perfect partner for me, I just explained myself. I just explained what I do. So there's no need to seek that. Of course I want that and desire that. I'm so passionate and so loving, and I can't just share that with myself alone. But there's people around me that I don't have to ask them or beg them to see my value. They already do. Those people are the ones that I spend my time with and build with. Those are the people that deserve all of me. Not the ones who don't see my value. Or not the ones who say they see my value but then treat me in another way or like an option. All right? So I want that message to be with y'all. It's okay to love yourself first. It's okay to put yourself first. And most importantly, it's okay and it's important to acknowledge your traumas, your generational curses, and what you've gone through. Don't hide them. That's what makes you so beautiful. That's what makes you so special. And when you can, you know what's so attractive? When you can tell your person, or you can tell the world, to tell people exactly what's wrong with you. That's when I learned this. Stop trying to correct everybody. I just learned to connect. I would have got so much further with my partners if I wasn't trying to correct them and trying to get them to be like me. At the same time, me becoming what they need me to be, trying to get them to be like me, trying to correct everything. We would have got further and had so much more healing if I would have focused on the connection first. And if you focus on the connection first and that doesn't work, that's not your person. It's not your person. Focus on the connection. That's one thing I learned. Money, to me, it can't replace a connection. A connection has to be built. It has to be earned. Money allows you to sideswipe that. It allows you to not have to build things. It allows you don't even really have to earn money these days, the way things go. You don't even have to be moral or be a righteous person. You don't even have to heal. You can actually be completely broken as a soul and get a lot of money. So that's not enough. I feel like the real work nowadays is working on yourself, healing yourself, doing that spiritual work for real, and building something. So I don't want a woman who's going to run away. That's why one of the requirements is that you got to know your own traumas, know your own generational curses, so that when they kick in, you don't blame me. I'm mirroring that. I know my own stuff. So when they kick in, I never blame them. And my stuff is things that I deal with alone, outside of relationships. It's a lot of self-doubt and confidence issues that I have and I struggle with. So overcoming that on my own has liberated me more than anything else. Now I don't need a partner. And now they're coming left and right. That's the most beautiful thing I could have ever asked for. And I had to build that by doing work, spiritual healing. And now money comes to me. Now relationships come to me. Situations come to me. And they're all things that I love and that I love to do because I decided to be myself. I decided to be authentic. And now my life is turning into a movie. A movie. And I feel bad for the ones who could have been there, but they didn't want to do the work. They didn't want to acknowledge their own traumas and issues and see how they repeat in cycles. Y'all go ahead and run your cycles. Y'all go ahead and run your laps. I done broke off the track and started making my own way. With that being said, I love y'all. Yo, what's up? I love you. Hold it down, but keep it up. I'm going to go ahead and post this on YouTube as well. Love you guys, man. Love yourselves. Stay authentic. Peace. Look at this view real quick. I love San Diego, man. Love doing my videos right here. All right, y'all. Enjoy your day. Peace.
There's a kid in that plane listening.